In the heart of Europe lies a small country with a rich history and the stunning scenery, the Grand Duchy of Luxembourg. The country is known for its wealth, modern financial system, and cultural diversity. But behind the walls of its ancient castles and the institutions of the European Union, there is a story that is rarely heard. The story of Islam and its slowly but surely growing Muslim community. Islam is not a religion that has been present since the beginning of Luxembourg's history. The first traces of the Muslim community did not appear until the mid-20th century. After World War II, Luxembourg, like many other European countries, opened its doors to migrant workers. In the 1960s and 1970s, the country experienced rapid economic growth, especially in the steel industry. To meet the need for workers, the government invited workers from various countries, including Turkey, the former Yugoslavia, such as Bosnia and Kosovo, and North African countries such as Morocco and Tunisia. Initially, Muslims in Luxembourg did not have an official place of worship. They prayed in congregation in houses, garages, or small rented rooms. But the spirit of unity made them form a community. The 1970s and 1980s were the time when the Muslim community began to form social and religious organizations. The first recognized mosque was built in the late 1980s. Organizations such as the Association des Musulmans au Luxembourg, AML, were born as a forum to strengthen the identity and fight for the rights of the Muslim community. Luxembourg is a country with a population of around 650,000 people, but with extraordinary cultural diversity. More than 47% of its population are immigrants or descendants of immigrants. In this context, Islam becomes part of the ever-evolving social mosaic. It is estimated that there are between 15,000 and 18,000 Muslims living in Luxembourg today, about 2 to 3% of the total population. They come from a variety of backgrounds: Arab, Turkish, West African, South Asian, and even local converts. Mosques and Islamic cultural centers have begun to appear in several large cities such as Luxembourg City, Esch-sur-Alzette, and Differdange. These mosques are not only places of worship, but also centers for religious education, Arabic language learning, and inter-community meetings. However, the Muslim community has also made great progress in integration. Many second and third generation Luxembourgish Muslims have become doctors, engineers, teachers, and even politicians. They serve as a bridge between Islamic tradition and modern European values. Muslims in Luxembourg are active in social activities, charities, and interfaith dialogue. During the month of Ramadan, many mosques hold iftars that are open to the public, both Muslims and non-Muslims. Organizations like the Islamic Center of Luxembourg often hold events to introduce Islam openly, inviting the wider community to dialogue, learn, and share experiences. As the population of young Muslims born and raised in Luxembourg grows, the European Muslim identity is becoming more deeply rooted. Challenges remain, especially in maintaining identity while adapting to local values. But the future of Islam in Luxembourg looks optimistic. The government is opening up to pluralism, multicultural education is being introduced, interfaith dialogue is being encouraged, and most importantly, the Muslim community itself is becoming more mature in expressing its aspirations. Islam in Luxembourg is not a story of conflict or alienation. It is a story of perseverance, hope, and integration. From migrant workers to young professionals, from cramped prayer rooms to grand mosques open to all, these stories are part of Luxembourg's modern history. In this small country that is a symbol of Europe, Islam has not just arrived, it has grown and settled, becoming part of the face of a multicultural future. Behind the growth of the Muslim community are important figures who play a role in building bridges between Islam and the wider society in Luxembourg. Muslim women in Luxembourg play a vital role in shaping the narrative of their community. Amidst old stereotypes about the limitations of Muslim women, a new generation of highly educated, empowered, and active women is emerging in public life. Many of them are teachers, lawyers, doctors, and activists. They form women's communities such as Femmes Musulmanes du Luxembourg, which provide a space for discussion, education, and social activities. But they also face a double dilemma: between family expectations and challenges from a wider society that sometimes misunderstands their identity. The hijab is not only a symbol of faith, but also of identity. In Luxembourg, it can be a space for self-expression and a point of public debate. But one thing is certain: Muslim women are writing their own stories. For the younger generation of Muslims in Luxembourg, identity is a complex journey. They are growing up with two languages, two cultures, and often two worlds. On the one hand, they are European, going to school, speaking French, German, or Luxembourgish, and active on social media. On the other, they uphold the Islamic values of their families and communities. Sometimes I feel not European enough outside and not Muslim enough at home. But I'm learning that I don't have to choose. I can be both. Luxembourg is known for its approach to tolerance and interfaith dialogue. The Catholic Church, Jewish communities, and Muslims often sit together in interfaith forums to discuss social issues such as climate change, social justice, and peace. Mosques have also begun holding open mosque days. Open days where people of all faiths can visit the mosque, talk to the imam, and learn about Islam. Ramadan in Luxembourg has a unique atmosphere. Although it is not a national holiday, many Muslim families celebrate it with great enthusiasm. Mosques become hubs of activity, breaking fasts together, distributing food to the homeless, and even charity events. Eid al-Fitr is celebrated with great fanfare, sometimes in parks or large halls, inviting the wider community. Many non-Muslims also come to say hello, sample local food, and celebrate diversity. While Luxembourg is relatively peaceful compared to other European countries, Islamophobia still exists, sometimes in the form of subtle discrimination in the workplace, sometimes in hateful online comments. Issues such as the niqab ban, the education curriculum religion, and representation in the media are in the public debate. But Muslim communities are increasingly prepared to face these challenges in a constructive and peaceful way. Islam in Luxembourg is not a story of outside and inside. It is a story of home, of people who come with hope and faith, of bridges built through dialogue, and roots growing from new soil. Amid the tumult of global politics, Luxembourg shows that diversity is not a threat, it is a strength. Luxembourg is a small mirror of the larger world, a place where national and religious identities do not cancel each other out, but complement each other. Muslim children grow up speaking 3 or 4 languages, attending religious lessons, and playing soccer in public parks, wearing headscarves without losing their sense of belonging. The government is also opening up more space for minority communities to be heard. Interfaith consultations are becoming part of policymaking, while schools are inviting religious leaders to provide interfaith perspectives in ethics and culture lessons. The local media, while still learning to understand the complexities of Muslim identity, is beginning to present a more balanced narrative, featuring stories of Muslims who are teachers, doctors, entrepreneurs, and environmental activists. This representation is important, not as a form of image building, but as a recognition that Muslims are at the heart of Luxembourg life. For many Muslims, integration does not mean giving up their identity, but finding new ways to celebrate it in harmony. Being Muslim in Luxembourg is not just about adapting, but about adding color in tradition, in culture, in the spirit of togetherness. Luxembourg is not perfect, but perhaps that is its beauty, in its constant pursuit of understanding, acceptance, and growth together. In a world often divided by prejudice, this small country offers a big lesson, that diversity can be a bridge, not a chasm. And behind every bridge, there are ordinary faces doing extraordinary things. A mother teaching her child to pray in Arabic and Luxembourgish,